Good morning and welcome to Dreamcrafted Creations. How are you? My name is Debbie and I'm also known as Nana, and welcome to my craft room, coming to you from outside the Boston area. And it is a beautiful day today. It's not quite fall per the calendar. However, I have just finished all my fall and Halloween decorating, so I'm ready for the season. And the pumpkin and spice bug has gotten into me, and I've started with my knitting and crocheting pumpkins, and I'd like to share them with you today. So without any further ado, I love to decorate, and I'm very inspired by a lot of people, podcasts online, and different crafts that you can make for the different seasons. And I have been in a knitting crochet pumpkin collection for the last few years, and I don't even have them all here because a lot of them I've given away, but just wanted to give you some inspiration and patterns that I've enjoyed and like and decorate with my house with. And if you feel inclined and you like decorating and you like the fall and you like knitting and you like crochet, I hope you'll stay till the end, and I will put up some pictures of how I like to decorate for the season with some of my hand knits and crochets and just Halloween and fall decorations. So stay tuned. But what I'd like to show you first, what I'm working on, and one of the inspirations I did get this year, and I really, I believe this was from Elise Rose Crochet's channel. I've been watching her. She's been a big inspiration of mine for years now. She does a lot of the amigurumi, and she does crochet, and she has a lot of tips and tricks about a lot of crochets projects. But I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But one of the things that I've seen through the internet on her channel, and I did decide to purchase on Etsy, was the Granny Square pumpkin pattern. Now this is what it looks like. And I just thought it was really cute. And I'm a big blue and brown fan in decorating. I remember when I was in high school and I took, home economics, I think it was sewing class, and we were being taught how to make a quilt. And for some reason it sticks in my head. I had blue and browns. And, I don't know what it is, but it came back, it circled back, and this year I redid one of my rooms and it's in blues and browns with a little bit of rust in it. And this is what these pumpkins reminded me of. So this pattern is, I will link it below. It's a Granny Square pattern by Whistle and Ivy, and it's skill level advanced beginner. I believe if you can do a Granny Square, you can definitely do this. I did use a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook and worsted weight yarn, but I'm not completely done yet, but here is my version. I know it's kind of tall, but again, I loved the blues with the rust and the cream. So all I have to do is sew up the hole, and I will like squish it down with the thread going through up and down. You usually do that for most of your pumpkins. I don't know if I'll need to put the yarn around and pull it in. I'm not sure if that's gonna be something I have to do. But right now it's looking a little too square for me. So I'm gonna either have to take some of the stuffing out and get it a little bit more squished down, but I will pop in at the end once I have it finished and show you. I do like to use these cinnamon sticks, which you can get on Amazon, and they are lovely smelling this time of year. So what I'll do is I'll cinch it in here, and then we will go up and down and get it to be a little bit more like a squash, like a pumpkin. So that is one version of pumpkin I was working on this season. The second pumpkin was a knit pumpkin, and that was a complementary pattern when I purchased the acorn pattern that I showed you, which was the Fall Festival acorns right here. And I got 9 acorns out of it like the picture shows. They're really adorable. I love them. And this part was sewn and stuffed, and then the caps are interchangeable, like you're going to interchange them. But anyways, I did all different colors and in the fall colors, and I just put them in a bowl like this, and I'm going to put them on a shelf. And I did put them on my Instagram, but I also did a short here on YouTube that you can check out. And with the magic of AI, there's a cute little squirrel going over the acorns. But so this pattern came with this complementary pattern, pumpkin patch. And I thought these would be nice to try. They're knitted, and they take, so this came with all the mini skeins. I believe in my last video or two, I went over the skeins of yarn, so you can go check those out. But there were 2 packets of mini skeins of these yarns, which are worsted weight. And so for the pumpkins, they had you take 2 colors to make it merled, and there really isn't enough of one color to do a whole pumpkin, so you kind of have to, you know, use variegated colors of your choice. It is starting to be stuffed, but I haven't cinched it at the bottom. And like the granny square pumpkin, I will be finishing this up, and I will bring it to you at the end, and maybe just in some pictures with my decorations I'm showing at the end of the video. But so I got this one, and this one's not even stuffed yet, but I got this one that also came out of those skeins. So I literally got 2 pumpkins and 9 acorns out of that kit that I bought. And those were the new ones for this year. Now, other patterns that I have done over the years and that I decorate my house with, and this one I don't have here, but I'm going to talk about it because I really think this is a staple pumpkin you should have for your house if you like to knit and you like to have little decorations around. It's called Denton's Inventions, Denton's Inventions Pumpkin Spice by Denton Foreman. I don't have any made up right now, but I do plan to make some up if I have time this season. But these are a nice, easy knit pattern. I love how these pumpkins come out. So I will try to find the link below. I did get these quite some years back. And I wish I had some. So I am going to knit some up if I do have time. It might be after the fact because I have a lot of knitting going on right now with my whips that I will show you. But staying in the pumpkin vibe, the other pumpkins that I like to do and did and are right here, and I would recommend these, are the 3 Rustic Pumpkins by Megan Shamus, Shaimes, and I will find a link below. I did these 2. She has 3 different types. I haven't done the plaid one yet, but it's on the list. So that is, this one's a little bumpy, very cute. And this one, same thing, but a little different stitch. They both have little different stitches, but they're both crocheted and they're really cute. So these go into my decor as well. And the other type of pumpkin that I really like and I have done is the Rustic Farmhouse Pumpkins by Michelle Moore, she is known for MJ's Off the Hook Designs. This is her right here, and I will link that below. These pumpkins are crocheted, and I put the cinnamon stick in all my pumpkins with a little bit of a burlap string. But she has, I believe it's 4 different sizes. So we have this very large one here. Let's so you can see it close, the definition. Okay. And then I would say this is the next size. So if you can see the difference. Okay. And then we go down to this size, which is a little bit smaller. And then we go down to a small size. But I have them all in the blue, cream, rust tones because that is a little bit of style that I have going on in my house. And again, I will, at the end of this video, go through some of my decorating to show you. I just love this time of year. It's just so cozy. And I do need a sip. It's just such a cozy time of year. And there's just so much I want to do. It's sweater weather in New England. That's what it is here. And I would love to be able to knit as many, you know, a sweater a month. But I was talking to a friend and I just end up throwing in all these other little patterns like pumpkins and dolls and gifts for baby showers. So I get a little off track, kind of all over the road sometimes, but that's how I roll. So I do get things done, but it gets a little, you know, off sometimes. So want to get back on track. And some of the things that I have going on in the next couple of months, well, I would just say the next month from now through October, I wanted to talk about. One is going to be, I'm going to Rhinebeck, and I am so excited. I am going to take a bus trip with a local yarn store up in, I believe it's Burlington, and it leaves at like 6:30 in the morning. We'll get home at 8:30 at night. I believe it's another yarn. And it just was my ticket to go because I was going to try to do a weekend, but I have one more retreat. And this is the retreat I wanted to tell you about. I am going to Sardinia on a knitting retreat. And I'm going with a friend from Knit Night, my friend Irina, and Irina hosts Fiber Chats. I will link that below so you can check it out. But she just chats with all type of fiber-related artists and people all over the world. And it's very interesting. So I really think you should check it out. But that's what's coming up for me. I'm going to go to Rhinebeck, I'm going to go to Sardinia, and it's all knitting related, so I'm going to be in my happy place. But in the meantime, there has been one festival that I just went to, I believe it might have been last Sunday, I'm not exactly sure of the date, but it was a pouring, rainy day. And I went with another friend from Knit Night, Jane. Hi, Jane. And I didn't have any intentions of buying yarn, of course, because I really don't need any. But I did, and I was caught by interested. It caught my interest. This woman, Knit Sue. I am going to have to put the glasses on. I don't love wearing the glasses. Knit Sisu Strength in Design. And this is, she has her patterns, and she has this little thing so you can actually go here if you want to click on that, and she has all her patterns. And I did fall, it's not on here, but she had a pattern, a sample of a angle shawl type scarf. I don't know what you want to call it. I guess it's a shawl. Out, and it took 3 skeins of yarn. So of course I was on the hunt, and this was her signature yarn that she did just for the show. So it was very limited, special knit Sisu colorway. And I just thought it was beautiful because I'm a pink girl and I love the pink. So it, you know, to me, it had really pretty fall colors. So I got this, and then I had to look for 2 more colors to go with this, to do this shawl. And what I came up with originally was Dirty Water Dye Works, which is a biscuit color beige. And these are DK. And they are 75% superwash merino, 95% nylon, 3.5 ounce, 100 grams, 246 yards, machine wash gentle. So anyways, I came up with this. I felt it was very neutral, light. I like that. These two would go together. And her yarn is 100% superwash merino, 231 yards. So far I had come up with these two. And at the time, I was going to do this. And this is a chocolate brown. It's a dark chocolate, okay? And it's the Dirty Waters Dye Water and Dye Works. And at first I loved this, but then I was thinking this is just too much of a contrast, So I got it home and I thought, whatever, I will use it for something down the road. And while I was there, I also found this from another dyer, and it's called Reiko. And this one is called Nightlife. And this is 100% SW Merino, 230 yards. And I again, had pink in it, so I loved it. And she had said that this was like a limited edition. So it was, I have to have it. But I was like, oh, okay, maybe these two could go together. What do you think? What do you think, the brown and that? Because there's a lot of shawls that have 2 skeins going, and I actually have one going right now that I'm going to show you. But while I was looking at that, I found this, and I love that ochre color. And it's by the same woman. So I could keep these together, but I'm not sure. So what happened was I found this after I bought the chocolate brown, and I'm just thinking this might be better than the chocolate brown. What do you think? Okay, so really, give me your thoughts. Ochre or the chocolate brown for these 3. I really think I want to do the ochre. I don't even know if she calls it ochre. She calls it Stink Spirit. Stink Spirit. Have you heard of anything? Stink Spirit. So I got all these, and actually there was one other one thrown in, which was this green. And the reason I got this green, because I did think maybe this with this. So I have so many options with these. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all different options. So I'm not quite sure what option I'm going to end up with, but you know, in a YouTube to come, you will see. But I also had in mind, and I'm going to show you, this shawl that I'm working on for the local yarn store crawl, and that is called the Candy Shop Shawl, which I wanted to get made by next weekend, and God willing, we'll see, because I was at knit night last night and it has an I-cord and that got messed up, and someone helped me fix it. And then after that got fixed, I noticed I picked up 2 stitches the wrong way, which I wasn't even going to fix, but they, told me I should fix it. So I said, have at it, go at it. And they went to fix it, and unfortunately they didn't drop down enough stitches and it never got fixed. But, like I say, there's always a beauty mark in our handmade knits. So I'm okay with it. But this is it. This is how it's coming out. I ended up using a dark plum instead of this green, because the green was just not enough contrast with this is called Brontosaurus. And so this was a yarn I got with my mystery box twice shiered sheep. And so when I started it, I thought that would be enough contrast, but it really wasn't at all. So I had to switch to the deep plum. So that's what I'm working on this week to get done on time for the crawl, I hope. So if I guess if I wear it, I might get a prize. I don't know, but it's all the local yarn stores in New England here. There's a list of them. I will link that below, but I probably will be at my local yarn store, the Unruly Stitch in Weston, hanging out there and knitting a little bit. So if you're around, come see me. And what else? What else? The other thing that I have going here, and this is my Rhinebeck sweater I'm hoping to finish, and you have seen it, but I'm going to show you my progress, is the vintage flannel. And I am coming along. I have, I would say, half a sleeve and a quarter of a sleeve and 3/4 of the body. And I took everything out, and it's on a thread so I could try it on. I tried it on. It is fitting properly. I have to put the word pearl on the back. I'm loving how this is coming out. I really am. But this is going to be, I hope, my Rhinebeck sweater. I'll let you know. Keep you posted. But besides that, I do have a few other things in the works, but I will talk about them in the next video because hopefully they'll be done. And today I am on my way, and I'm going to come back on when I finish my pumpkins and everything to show you the completion and the decorating at the end. But I'm going to a store in Plainville, Massachusetts called 3 Bags Full, and I am going to learn how to use a Erlbacher, I believe it's called, sock machine. I'll put the name up here, but I found it very interesting. I found a lot of YouTubes on it, and it doesn't seem like it's a real easy machine to use, so I want to kind of try it out first. And this is the sock yarn I'm going to bring. It's called Staple Sock Fingering Weight. I got this from Twice Shiered Sheep as well. It's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 460 yards. And I'm going to try this out. So I'm going to have to go now, and I have to wind this, get on the road, and I will be back on, and I will let you know how my sock came out and what I think of this machine. So, see you soon. Bye. Hello, and I am back. It was a long day, long day. It is 7:34 Friday night. I'm going to try to edit this, but if not, it'll be up on Saturday. A lot went on today with my sock machine class. So here are the 2 socks. This is the toe. And I'm going to put some pictures up here of the machine. So it just has a hem on the top, if you can see that. And, you know, Roberta was a great teacher, and this probably should have been a 10-row hem, but it was a 20-row hem folded over, but we ended up doing 10 by a mistake, so we had to keep it uniform. But we did everything on the machine. She did the heel, you know, so we did the hem, the leg, the heel, the foot, and then we did the toe, which is the exact same way to do as the heel, and then you do it off on scrap yarn. And so the last step for me is going to be to Kitchener stitch this together. So I really enjoyed the machine, and these came out really cute. So hers are flawless, and so what she does is she did the whole thing, let me watch her, and then it was my turn. And actually, I think this one was hers. This is the flawless one. Because mine, I ended up having, I shouldn't even really show it, but a little bit of a oopsie hole, which I'm going to, you know, sew up. But so what she did was just showed me the whole thing. I watched, I took videos and pictures, and then it was my turn. And I was a little intimidated, but I did it. And I really like the machine. I do. Am I going to buy a machine? I don't know. I would like to, they're very expensive machines. Erlbacher, I'm going to put it up here. I always forget the name of it, but I believe it's Erlbacher. And it is a beautiful machine. Makes these great socks. So if you have a lot of sock yarn like I do, it would come in handy. However, I'm not sure if that's in the budget right now. So we'll think about that going forward. But I did ask her if I could take another class because I would like to get a little bit more familiar with the machine before I decided to dive into that. But the other thing I finished was my pumpkin. What do you think? It's all finished. This is how the bottom is. The top. I'm really loving this. This is an heirloom pumpkin. I don't know if there'll be any more like this. It was a lot of work, but I really like it. And there's my pumpkin. And in my decorating video following this, you'll see where I put it. And I also finished these two. And these are the bottoms. I squished them down like a squash in between. Here are the tops. Came out. And I also put these in with the acorns you'll see on my dining room scape. But that's it for my pumpkins and spice right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to do any more. But if I do, they will pop in the next YouTube videos. I do have one more thing to say because I am going to Sardinia, Italy with Irina. And she is doing a big Zoom meeting with the MCAL Stephen West Knits shawl that he does every year. I decided I would partake in that. And I did get my yarn, but I'm not going to show it today. I will show it in the next video because it's been a really long day and I'm not sure how long this little clip of my decorating is going to be. And I'd like you to stay on and watch. So if you have stayed this long, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I hope you come back. I hope you subscribe and give me some, comments. We can chit chat, and always a thumbs up if you like it. Thank you so much. Happy fall coming up, and I will see you soon. Bye.